since she was a very young girl, and I still think she's a very young girl. She still has a lot of growing up to do. And if you think this is strong, then you don't know what's coming ahead.
I think that was a compliment.
I'm not sure.
Everything here is only compliments. I think it's new. It's different. I think people do not achieve what she's achieved, even if they have to be born in 3 lifetimes. And they remember the last one, the previous one, they remember it, and they keep on coming back, coming back, coming back. They'll not be able to achieve what she's achieved for herself. So at 29, I think she had a lot to say. So before she forgets what she wanted to say, I thought that was a very wise, sensible decision for her to write her autobiography. Iske baad, there's going to be a part 2, 3, 4, because she's an achiever and she's going to keep on achieving. It's incredible that she's doing this because, how do I put this? Why do you want to encourage competition in this country? Akeli chal rahi, akeli chalo.
Because I'm not going to be like how you are acting for the last so many years and be number one. I cannot be. That I know for sure. So
She's going to be here for
I'm not going to be.
Long while. It's incredible. I mean, to give back is the most difficult thing to do, actually. And some people do it so easily that, you know, आजकल, if you do a good deed, उसके लिए compliment मिलता है आपको, oh, what a nice deed you've done. But these deeds were very common earlier. It's just that they become so rare. This is in every human being has to be like that. But इतना rare हो गया ये कि किसी ने एक अच्छी चीज़ की तो उसकी बहुत तारीफ हो जाती है. So I don't think that ये जो आप कर रही हो ये बहुत कमाल कर रही हो क्योंकि मुझे पता है कि कमाल आप आगे जाके करोगी. This is just the beginning.
So many different ways, whether it's being human, whether I've seen him how he is with people, and to me, I have learned that from him in a lot of different ways. And whether you know it or not, I have. And I know we were joking, saying that we've never had this serious a conversation in the last 14 years between us. So
no, to give back, she has definitely learned from me. You know, no matter how hard she's working, how busy she is, she's got enough time for her friends. You know, she will make sure wherever she is, you know, she'll BBM, she'll message, she'll call, we'll be in touch. And this is something that, not with me only, but with all her friends. She's got enough time for her friends. And whenever they need her, she's always there for them. I think this is an incredible quality. Okay, आज, for example, क्या किया आज आपने?
आज मैंने बहुत चीज़ें की. आज मैं सुबह प्रैक्टिस, सही में बोलना है? अच्छा स्केड्यूल मेरा. I went to practice in the morning. सुबह में 8 बजे I was actually shooting.
For how long you practiced?
I practiced only for an hour because it started raining. But I went because last night I was shooting. मैं भी shoot कर लेती हूँ थोड़ा बहुत. So I was shooting till some 12 o'clock at night. And then I actually had another shoot for a magazine which I was shooting, and in between we were doing a lot of one-on-ones with a lot of people. And I'm here now, and I'm probably at one of the biggest days of my life, also because of the book, also because one of my very dear friends is here with me, and so it's been an incredibly busy day. I have no idea. I don't think I've had lunch. I just had some chai and you know, some breakfast, but I'm here, and you know, this makes it worth it. I mean, I just want to say that this makes it worth it, and you being here makes it worth it. So thank you so much. I think सबके अलग-अलग struggles होते हैं. मेरा struggle वो है, you know, and
आपका struggle तो बहुत मेहनत है भाई. You can't reach this position if you're not in that field, if you're not focused, if you're not dedicated, if you don't make like billions of sacrifices, you can't reach this position. There's no way. And I think everyone will agree with me here. तो एक आपने मुझे एक बहुत अरसे पहले 1000 की आपने मुझे एक कहानी सुनाई थी कि आपके स्ट्रगल के बारे में. वो क्या है?
Basically, that's one of the things in the book. I don't know how many of you have
We're not
read
promoting
it.
the 1,000 gadi right now.
We are not. Yeah, we are definitely not promoting that. But one of the small instances is that क्योंकि मैं ज़्यादा बात नहीं करती about my struggles. I don't talk about the fact that we had financial issues. At earlier we came from a normal middle class family, and I think हमारे पास in this side of the world they love rags to riches stories, but I've never tried to say कि अच्छा हम of course we had food to eat, ऐसे नहीं था, लेकिन there's a small thing we used to do
वो
as a
काफी था,
family.
वो काफी था.
खाना काफी था, 2 वक्त की रोटी थी. नहीं, but I think हम लोग क्या करते थे as a family, we used to travel in 1,000 जो गाड़ी थी उस टाइम पे, और उसको डीजल कर दिया हुआ था because that was the cheap. That's the story you're talking about, right? Yeah, usko, because at that time it was cheaper. And हम लोग चारों साथ में travel करते थे. मैं कुछ 8-9 साल की थी. I think my sister was like 2 years old, and the whole concept for that was that the minute I won or lost, we didn't have to spend another night in a hotel room and spend that money. We could just take the car and drive from Mumbai to sometimes Trivandrum, which used to take 24 hours. So there are stories in the book about that struggle that we go through. So that was my struggle. He had his struggles. We all have our struggles, and yeah. So I think that we all come from humble backgrounds, and that's the whole point. And the whole idea of me writing this book is that to say that you don't have to always come from a very privileged background to make it. You can come from a very humble background, like I did myself, and of course there are sacrifices, but you can still make it.
तो ये बताओ कि जीनियस आइडिया किसका था?
टेनिस खिलाने का आई थिंक मैं जब 4 साल की थी, हम लोग अमेरिका में थे, और तब मैं मेरे कजन्स खेलते थे उस टाइम पे, एंड आई यूज्ड टू एक्चुअली cry because I wanted to play tennis, but we couldn't afford it at the time. So when we came back, मैं 6 साल की थी when we came back, and the first thing that my mom did was say कि you're going to do everything, you're going to play tennis, you're going to swim, because we could finally afford it when we came back. And I happened to be a little bit more talented at tennis than the other things that I was doing, obviously. And that's basically how it all started. We came from a sporting family, so sport was always part of, just like you, your dad also. Your dad also wanted some cricketers in his family.
Me to play cricket.
That didn't happen.
No, that could have happened. That could have happened really easily, but I just didn't see myself, going for cricket practice at 5:30 in the morning. So I
This is
decided.
honest.
No, and then this life as it is difficult for me. I think cricket would have been like very difficult for me. So Mr. Salim Durrani was hired to be my coach. So first day he saw me play, I played really well. Second day he saw me play, played really well. So he called my father the third day, says, your son is a lefty, right arm bowler. He's got a very bright future. That is the day I realized that my father came to see me play. I should play really badly, because ऐसा लग रहा था कि before school भी पहुंचना used to be a big problem. कि 9 बजे I have to go and attend my first lecture. So I used to wake up at about 8:30, and then I used to barely manage to reach school on time. अब school से पहले ये, that means 5:30 बजे उठो, cricket practice. I didn't think so. I did a little bit of it, and then I actually wanted to be a director. I was pushed into acting. I said, चलो अब ये चल रहा है तो ये चलने दो उसको.
Do I think I'm lucky? No,
You are lucky. I'm not asking you, do you think?
No,
I said
darling,
you are
I don't
lucky.
think I'm lucky. I think I'm just doing what I do. I think I'm lucky maybe to find a husband who is also following his profession and had no problems with me following my profession, because that was never part of discussion. And that for us is normal. I don't think that's lucky, and that's how every person or every relationship, that's why I keep saying that why does a woman need to always after marriage stop playing tennis or stop doing whatever she's doing, and we never had that discussion. So for us that's very normal. It's not about being lucky. 22nd, and These were the three main cities that we needed, and I'm so glad. I'm very grateful. You know, like me and Salman mentioned, I know Salman for a long time. I know Shah Rukh for a very long time. I'm very grateful that I just asked them once and they were here. So yeah, I would like to thank them. But I'm also I'm very lucky that I have friends that are so good, who are with me in good and bad times. Yeah, I think that like I said earlier as well, the obstacles and struggles, they never stop. They always keep going, and there were different kinds when I was younger and trying to come up. But there were simple odds as well. Like I think, or probably all the women or most women in this room have probably faced at one point. The biggest problem everybody had was that I'm playing in the sun and I'm gonna become dark, and who's going to marry me? And I think biggest, or like so many women go through that in this side of the world, where being fair is the biggest, I think, attribute to beauty that they give, you know. And I think that from something small like that to the fact that of dealing with no facilities, no infrastructure at the time, 23 years ago, no one really thought and believed that you could have a tennis player who could be number one in the world. Or forget number one, or be professional tennis player. You know, we used to be mocked at, saying that, what do you think, she's going to become Martina Hingis? And ironically, Martina and me have later in my life obviously gotten to do so many amazing things together. And so there are many obstacles, like I said, like, you know, like this. And obviously if you read the book, then then you'll get to know more. Maybe it would have been, but I'm very close friends with them. So, you know, for me, they didn't come as Bollywood stars. They came to me, they came for me as my friends. And I mean, I would have loved to have, you know, any other athlete, but I think that the Indian team right now is in the Caribbean. I did think of a couple of people who are good friends of mine, but I think they're in the Caribbean playing, and yeah. So, you know, but I think that for me, or whether it's for Salman, or whether it's a Shah Rukh, or whether it's a Pariniti, you know, whoever was there at my launches, at the end of the day, the story is mine, and that's what we are trying to get across. You know, he is the Rio Olympic ambassador, like we said, and there was so much discussion about the fact that whether he should be or shouldn't be or everything, but he is, because he's one of the biggest stars that we have in this country. And
Right.
obviously, anything that can get us to watch something, and if he can help it, I'm not saying he can help us win medals, but he can at least help us with, I mean, how many people do we know now that Olympics, you know, how many people are going to be there, who's going to go, there's so much attention around it. And of course it helps with Salman. It could be anyone, it could be Virat Kohli, it could be me, it could be anyone, it doesn't matter. So, but for me, they came as my friends, and I'm so glad that they did.
Yeah, sure. Anybody who, there's some children in the audience, for instance. Can we do this in an orderly fashion, please? Thank you.